You've got a game that I am really interested in. I've got a ton of Days of Wonder games here and downstairs. It's probably my favorite style of game, that 1 hour game that you can teach to anybody, has enough meat to be friendly to experienced gamers, but also you can teach new gamers. And you've been playing, let me see if I can find that game real quick. You've been playing a game called The River.
Yeah. I was looking forward to that one. That was kind of
tell us about The River.
Yeah, so that was one. I saw pictures at Gen Con of the prototype that they were showing there. I couldn't attend Gen Con this year, and I saw just kind of what was going on. And without learning much about the rules, I just saw it kind of fascinating that, okay, there's tiles, there's a river, there's a flow to this thing, literally. And then I knew it was an Essen release, so I was kind of curious how it was going to go. And I didn't hear a lot about it, so it kind of stayed kind of hidden in a lot of ways. And so I basically pre-ordered it right away and waited for it to come in. And like the day it showed up, I brought it actually over here and we busted it out and played a 3-player of it. And it didn't do things I expected it to, just from the look at it. It did different things.
Okay.
But where I think this game is great is, we go back to games like Stone Age is a great introduction to worker placements. And then from there's a lot that are kind of more complicated or something else. I think this one has, I would be torn to teach somebody their first worker placement between this and Stone Age now. And this one's less dicey. And I feel like, you get in here and this one just has those sweet elements in the playtime, and the user interface on it is super clear to understand.
Okay.
And the arc of it. So I felt like for what it's doing, I don't know if it totally, turned worker placement on its head, but it took things in a very contemporary sense and still had just that tight experience where everything is cohesive in the game. And I really enjoyed it. So I definitely would say it's for like the gateway filler group, if they're like, what's a good worker placement that's not going to be a brain burner, but still teaches you all those processes, I think this is a great game for that. So
Christian Strain checking in. He says, played The River at BGG Con. It was good, but didn't stand out for me among all the other new games. Christian is biased because he designed Asking for Troubles, which is a fantastic
It is. It's
intro
really good.
worker placement game.
Yeah,
but not everybody's into that space theme. And some people like purple and gold better than blue and orange, Christian. I've told you that.
I love orange, so I have that game for sure. And I think The River, like I said, it didn't innovate in ways I was kind of hoping it. What I really was hoping would happen in the game, from the look at it, is that you put those tiles along the river, and then there'd be something that you would trigger, and it would kind of fire off in the row, starting from the top, and make that S, giving you the resources of those tiles. And to me, it was. What ended up happening is it was kind of like a Kalis-like order that you build the buildings in, or not buildings per se, but the tile structures, whatever they are, the landscapes.
Okay.
And that was kind of more or less the thing. And what you're trying to do is line those up in columns so that same type of terrains will score you points at the end. But it didn't have a lot of this fires off in this direction. And I was hoping to see kind of a flow. And it's probably a little biased because I'm working on my own game, Sierra West, which is about layering cards into each other, and then your workers, you place them, but they actually go in sequence, and in whatever sequence you want to complete their actions in can work things out. So you might move this guy to get your wood, and then this guy to get some stone, and then this guy to go here, and you do this whole sequencing process. And when I saw this game, I thought, oh, maybe that's going to be kind of a sister game or something where it would also have a sequencing mechanic to it, and it didn't, and that's where I was a little like, bummer, it could have. So that's kind of my overall feel, but I definitely, like I said, I'd break it out for intro to worker placements, but I wouldn't say it's like, 2018 in a nutshell. It's not really. This would have made just as much sense 10 years ago had it come out then.
Bill Lassick says, orange everything.
Yeah, you should see my house. If I was at home in my studio, you'd see it's like everything is orange. So,
Herbert says, got to try out The River at Chuck's and really liked it. That's the Shut Up and Sit Down convention up there in Canada.
Yeah, my friend went to that.
In Vancouver. It sees a lot of table time in my house, which is exactly my goal. An intro worker placement Euro that would be good for the family. So
yeah, exactly.
That's kind of what you're talking about there.
Yeah.
And that is The River. What caught my eye at The River at Gen Con, and I never got a chance to play it, but every time I passed by, I saw it. It has that typical Days of Wonder production value and artwork, and looks really cool on the table. So
yeah, I know.
I think it's going to be one I'm going to have to try before I buy, but I'm going to check it out.